In this video, I'm talking about calculating oxidation states, okay? Especially we're talking about phosphorus and sulfur. But again, we could do this for a lot of things. The process is what we need to know, okay? Now, notice that we have an overall charge here. And how we do this is that, an element to find the oxidation state, it's basically algebra, okay? And so how we do this is that we say the sum of the atoms, the number of atoms multiplied by their oxidation state will equal to the overall charge. So the sum of the number of atoms multiplied by their oxidation state will be equal to the overall charge. And notice the overall charge is -3. Okay, so let's look. How many atoms do we have? How many phosphorus atoms do we have? 1. So this is 1 times its oxidation state. Well, we don't know. That's what we're solving for. And so we could say this is X. Okay. And because it's a sum, we're going to add. Now let's look at oxygen. How many oxygen atoms do we have? We happen to have 4. And we're going to multiply that by its oxidation state. Well, if we take a look in the periodic table, we could definitely see that oxygen has an oxidation state of -2. Okay, we could see that from the periodic table. Okay, we always say halogens have that -1 charge. Oxygen, sulfur, all that stuff will give us that -2 charge. And so this will be -2. And then we're going to simply set that equal to -3. Again, a sum of the number of atoms multiplied by their oxidation state will equal to the overall charge. And so if that is the case, we have X minus 8, and that is equal to -3. So simply, if we want to solve for X, then X must be, if we add 8 and add 8 over here, this has to be +5. Okay, and so +5 will be the oxidation state of phosphorus in PO43-. Now let's look at another example. So what is the oxidation number of phosphorus in this here? Well, again, remember we said that the number of atoms multiplied by their oxidation number will equal to the overall charge, which is -2. Okay, and so if I look at this, well, how many sulfur atoms we have? We happen to have 1. Okay, what's the oxidation state? We don't know. That's what we're solving for. So we could say that's X. And because it's a sum, we're going to add. Okay, how many oxygen atoms we have? We happen to have 4. If I take a look at the periodic table, oxygen is in that sixth column. Okay, and we say we usually any atoms associated in that 6th column, that is usually a -2 charge. So that's its oxidation number in that case is -2. And we simply set that equal to -2. Okay, so essentially we have X minus 8, and that is equal to -2. And simply if I add 8 on both sides, then we can definitely see that X will be +6. So +6 is the oxidation state of sulfur and SO4 2-. And this is how we tackle these types of problems.